Welcome to another exciting episode of the Lean Launchpad. I'm your host, Claudia, and today we're embarking on a journey through the rise and fall of a social media pioneer, Friendster, all through the lens of the Lean Startup method. In this episode, we're going to dissect Friendster's fascinating story, exploring how it blazed a trail as one of the first social networks, how it stumbled along the way, and most importantly, what lessons we can extract from their journey for your own entrepreneurial endeavors. So whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business leader, or simply a curious mind, stay tuned for a captivating exploration of Friendster's journey through the Lean Startup lens. Don't go anywhere because it's time to dive into the Lean Startup analysis of Friendster's story. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Lean Launchpad, unpacking startup triumphs and tribulations.
Welcome to the Lean Launchpad. Today we are going to explore Friendster's rise and fall through the lens of lean startup principles. In the dynamic world of startups, the build, measure, learn feedback loop stands as a crucial philosophy in the lean startup methodology, guiding entrepreneurs in developing sustainable business models through a continuous cycle of building, measuring, and learning. One historical case study that eloquently speaks to the importance of this principle is the journey of Friendster, one of the first social networking platforms that emerged in the early 2000s. Launched in 2002, Friendster was designed to help users connect with friends and acquaintances and share their experiences online. It was a pioneer, paving the way for the social networking revolution. In its early days, Friendster enjoyed exponential growth, amassing millions of users and attracting significant investor attention. Yet, despite its early traction and pioneering role, Friendster faced a decline, struggling with technical glitches, slow website performance, and a lack of focus on enhancing user experience. These issues, coupled with the inability to iterate and learn from user feedback effectively, gradually led to a diminishing user base and the eventual overshadowing by other emerging social networks such as Facebook and MySpace. This episode delves deep into Friendster's journey, illustrating the pivotal role of the build, measure, learn feedback loop in shaping startup successes and failures. The inception of Friendster was grounded in a vision to forge connections and build a digital community where users could establish networks with people they know. As one of the first movers in the social networking space, it leveraged the concept of mutual friends to create a network of connections, thus allowing users to connect with friends of friends and thereby expanding their social circles. In the beginning, Friendster saw a meteoric rise, gaining millions of users in a relatively short span. Its initial build phase was marked with promise, offering a fresh, innovative platform for users to connect and share experiences. However, as Friendster progressed from its build phase, it encountered hurdles in the subsequent stages of the build, measure, learn loop. The platform struggled with technical issues, including slow load times and bugs, which significantly hampered the user experience. Furthermore, the company made several strategic errors, including rejecting acquisition offers from Google and focusing on auxiliary features instead of improving the core user experience. As competition arose with the likes of Facebook and MySpace, Friendster found itself unable to keep pace, partly due to an inadequate emphasis in the measure and learn aspects of the loop, which hindered the platform's ability to adapt, innovate, and retain its user base. An interesting journey through Friendster's ups and downs, exploring it all through the Lean Startup lens. But hang on, dear listeners, the excitement is far from over. Now we're about to dive into the heart of the matter, the moment you've been waiting for, our questions and answers section. In just a moment, we're opening the floor to all of you. Stay tuned for the questions and answers segments. It's that exciting time in our episode where we open the floor to all of you in our questions and answers section. But as always, we're not alone tackling your burning questions. Joining us are two familiar faces, our resident experts, John and Peter. They know well, and they bring their invaluable insights to every episode. Please welcome John and Peter.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here once again. ready to provide our insights and perspectives to help you on your lean startup journey.
Absolutely, John. We're here to dive into your questions and explore how the lean startup method can be applied to real life situations.
Our first question comes from Sarah in Seattle. She asks, what factors contributed to Friendster's initial success and rapid growth? That's a fantastic question, Sarah. Friendster's initial success can be attributed innovative approach, filling a gap in the market for social connections online and building a strong user base.
And Sarah, they did an excellent job of creating a network effect where the platform became more valuable as more users joined, which contributed to its rapid growth.
Our next question is from Mike in New York. He asks, how might the early days of Friendster be viewed in the context of the build phase of the build, measure, learn loop?
So that's an intriguing question, Mike. Friendster's early days were certainly in the build phase where they were building their platform, creating the infrastructure and launching to users.
And Mike, during this phase, they were also testing their assumptions and hypotheses, learning from user interactions, which is a fundamental part of the lean startups is the build, measure, learn loop.
Great insights, John and Peter. Our next question is from Alex in Los Angeles. Alex wants to know, how did technical issues impact Friendster's user experience and growth? Technical issues indeed played a significant role. Alex, they impacted user experience, causing slowdowns and frustration among users, which in turn affected the growth trajectory.
And Alex, addressing technical glitches more effectively, especially in the early stages, could have potentially mitigated some of these challenges.
Our next question comes from Lisa in San Francisco. She asks, how did emerging competitors like Facebook and MySpace leverage the build, measure, learn loop more effectively than Friendster?
So that's a great question. Facebook and MySpace indeed applied lean principles effectively, continuously iterating their platforms based on user feedback and adapting to changing market demands.
And Lisa, their agility and responsiveness to user needs allow them to maintain a competitive edge in the rapidly evolving social media landscape. Our following question is from Mark in Chicago. Mark wants to know, how did strategic decisions, including turning down acquisition offers and focusing on auxiliary features, affect Friendster's trajectory?
That's a crucial question, Mark. Friendster's strategic choices had a profound impact. Turning down acquisition offers and shifting focus away from their core strengths could be seen as missed opportunities.
And a more continuous learning approach, keeping a finger on the pulse of the market, might have influenced their strategic decisions differently. Excellent insights, John and Peter. Our final question today is from Tom in Boston. Tom asks, how effectively did Friendster engage with the measurement and learning aspects of the loop? What role did user feedback play in Friendster's journey? And how might a more responsive approach have altered its course?
Measurement and learning are core to the lean startup method, Tom. Friendster did engage with these aspects to some extent, but there were times when they could have been more responsive to user feedback.
Indeed, Tom. More responsive approach could have allowed them to adapt and innovate more rapidly, potentially altering their course for the better.
Thank you for these thought-provoking questions from our listeners. We hope our insights have shed light on Friendster's journey and the principles of lean startup. If you have more questions or topics you'd like us to explore, please keep them coming. And that wraps up another insightful episode of The Lean Launchpad. Thank you, dear listeners, for joining us on this journey through the rise and fall of Friendster, seen through the lens of lean startup principles. Your questions and engagement are what make this podcast thrive, so keep those questions coming and we'll keep the answers coming your way. Before we go, a friendly reminder, if you've enjoyed today's episode and want to stay up to date with our future discussions, make sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform. Remember, your support fuels our mission to empower entrepreneurs and business leaders with the knowledge and insights they need to succeed in their lean startup journey. Until next time, stay curious, stay innovative, and keep those lean startup principles in your toolkit. We'll be right here, ready to explore more exciting stories and strategies with you on the Lean Launchpad. Goodbye for now.
The Lean Launchpad, unpacking startup triumphs and tribulations.